Hello, class. So now you're ready to begin Module 2, where you'll learn more about research writing. You'll compose and submit your research proposal, and then take a quiz on 2 readings. So first, you need to complete Discussion 2.1, and for that you need to read through 2 websites, The Purpose of Research Writing, and then The Steps in Developing a Research Proposal. Read each of these websites thoroughly and then share with the rest of the class what you learned and how you plan to use that in your project. Remember to post your original post of at least 200 words by Tuesday night, and then respond to 2 of your classmates' posts by the end of the day, Thursday. And you want to write about 75 words for each of those responses. I grade in part according to how complete the discussion post is. So you want to make sure you reach that 200 word minimum for your original post. Then you need to move on to the research proposal, assignment 2.1. So in the research proposal, make sure you follow the worksheet. You can even number the sections like the sections on the worksheet are numbered. So for number 1, that's your topic. State your topic briefly. What is your research about? Then number 2 is your introduction and overview. So there you're going to describe the importance and the timeliness of your research. Why is it important to look into this issue right now? Is there maybe some historical information or contextual information that can help us understand better why this issue is important? In this section 2, you're going to cite 3 sources. Now, these sources don't have to be scholarly sources. These are sources that you could find, they could be a website. They could be websites that you find on a Google search, or maybe an article that you read about the topic. But in any case, you want to mention 3 sources in this section that you can use to back up the information that you put in this introduction. And then number 3 is your research question. So in this 3rd section, you're going to state what is the question that's guiding your research? What are the questions you're trying to answer by researching? You may look into more than one question. There may be 2 or 3 main questions you want to answer. There may be also like sub-questions or smaller follow-up questions related to your main questions that you want to answer. In any case, make sure you put all the questions that you're answering in your research into this section. What is your inquiry really? What is driving your research? And then the next section number 4, is your hypothesis. This is your proposed answer to those questions. What do you think you would answer to these questions? This is actually your temporary thesis. Really, your hypothesis is the beginning of your argument. What do you think your thesis is going to be? That's your answer to these questions. The next section should delve into the significance of this study. Why should we care about this issue? What is to be gained if one of the stakeholders agrees with your stance on this issue? Why is this important? And then number 6, this is your method. So you're going to now explain how you're going to go about the research that you propose to do. And that's really, you're going to do that by looking at the library. You're going to look through sources at the library. So this is what you're going to do to answer those questions. So you must use 10 library sources in your paper. So you want to be as specific as you can about how you're going to go about that. Are you going to look in specific journals? If so, what journals? What subject would these journals cover? How exactly do you plan to perform the research and to answer those questions you mentioned earlier? And then number 7 is delimitation. Now what that means is this is where you're going to set the boundaries of your research project. This is where you're going to say, well, this is the part that I'm looking at, and these issues I'm not going to consider in this project. So this is the limits of your research, the boundaries, if you will, of your research topic. What issues are you covering and what are the limitations? What issues are you not covering? And then number 8 is challenges. What kinds of challenges do you foresee? What do you think is going to be a challenge in doing this research project? Do you think you'll find enough sources? Do you think your sources will be really biased? Or do you think you'll find a good objective source that talks about the issue? Do you think it'll be difficult to write the paper? Do you think it'll be difficult to, I don't know, construct your argument? What do you think is going to be hard about this assignment and the challenges to this research? And then number 9, that's the last question. What are your personal reasons for selecting this topic? Did something happen in your personal life that made you interested in this topic? What's your reasons for doing this? Why are you writing about this topic? So, as you write this proposal, make sure you write the minimum number of words for each section. If there's a minimum listed, make sure you fulfill that. The more you work out now, the more you write about this now, the farther along you'll be and the less work you'll have to do later. So, after you complete and submit your proposal, you are then ready to take the quiz. So for this quiz, you need to read 2 things. You need to read the chapter on narration, so you'll learn about that rhetorical mode. And then you also have to read the article that's called "What is Death? How the Pandemic is Changing Our Understanding of Mortality." So read both of those before completing your quiz. And then I look forward to reading more about your research projects, and don't forget to have that discussion board post completed by Tuesday, and I'll look forward to reading it. I'll see you there.